What is up, everyone? I am Gannon Buhr, joined with
Calvin Heiberg.
And today we are at Persimmon Ridge Disc Golf Course in Greenbrier, Arkansas, here for round one of the Persimmon Ridge Open, I guess.
We'd like to thank Infinite Discs for sponsoring this coverage. This is the second stop on the Go Throw tour. Super excited to be out here.
You sound excited. Be sure to follow ASORM Pro on all the socials for this content.
All right, our first player on the card, Gannon Buhr, seated right next to me. Not sure what he was doing up there at the beginning. He's joined with Raven Newsom, MVP Discs, third at this event in 2024.
Next up we have AJ Carey, newly sponsored by Prodigy Disc this year. He has 21 career wins. He's got a great backhand. And rounding out the card, we have Sullivan Tipton.
1024 rated.
Team DGA. Sully has a great forehand and backhand he has been working on, so I'm excited to watch him play. Hole 1, we have a par 3 is 482 feet. This hole ranks right in the middle of the pack in terms of difficulty. I would say it's not one you're like really feeling like you need to get, but it's definitely one that you want to put probably within 45 feet to just give yourself a chance to start your round. It's pushing a lot of players' forehand distance range, so you're probably going to see a lot of backhands on this.
It's a photon. A little spicy pepper on it. I'm going to throw this today on this hole.
All right, we are live.
To be fair, we did not have much time to warm up, Sullivan and I, so we kind of just showed up, walked up to hole 1's tee, and we got ready to throw.
Give it up for the #1 player in
Dang, sounds like you weren't prepared.
I was not. That's why I got 2 discs right here.
All right. This doesn't look like it's pushing your forehand distance. It's looking pretty good. Nice C1 hit there for you to start the round.
Yeah, that one felt good. Got a nice flip to flat, which is what you need to be able to reach this basket.
This guy, Sunday of last year, pushed the pace the whole way. Played the course as good as anybody. Give it up for Raven Newsom.
Yeah, this looks like, I would say, the more common play for most players on this backhand here.
Typically like that control driver speed, somewhere around like between a 7 and a 10 is pretty common. I'm a little surprised Raven's not going forehand. He has a really good forehand, but that's a great shot right there within 20 feet.
Up next, this guy absolutely hammers the frisbee. Give it up for AJ Carey.
This is looking a little too stable.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by that stability choice. I feel like it's definitely a flat shot that pushes straight and gets a late turn, and that looked like a pretty overstable disc.
Got the best smile on.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think you definitely want to throw something that's going to have some turn and hold.
Sully, forehand, like I said, is his best part of his game. Distance is no problem for him here.
Looks like you threw that a little lower than you. Just kept him over there on the left side of the circle, but still a very makeable putt. Little 24-footer.
Go, what, forehand all the way? Yes. Incredible stuff. These guys are insane. Watch this coverage.
We're insane.
Watch this coverage.
AJ, good looking bid there, a bit wide. Par is not going to be the worst score on this hole.
Ooh,
Dead
nice
center.
little catch there.
That is a sweet spot in this basket.
I mean, in is in. Another nice birdie there. Man, you guys played this hole very well.
I will say, I think it's harder in person than it looks on camera. The way we diced it up. Typically, you're probably only looking at 1 to 2 birdies, so getting 3 birdies here feels pretty good for the card.
I know, I must have been so
The lone par. You must feel alone out there.
Don't we all?
All right, hole 2, par 4 here at Persimmon Ridge, 584 feet. It was averaging, I don't know if that's over or under par, .22, but it's the 8th hardest hole on the course, so I'm guessing probably .22 under, but who knows. This one has a pretty tricky green, really steep slope on the right and the left, so it makes it a tricky approach and then a death putt if you are up on the plateau.
For how basic this hole is, I do like it because I think it requires you to put a pretty pinpoint tee shot if you want to have a good angle into the green.
Yep, oh, where are you rolling?
Oh my gosh, so unlucky.
I think that's pretty much what we're going to see most everyone do here. Just try to pitch a hyzer around this first set of trees and try to avoid going too far. Oh, that's looking a little wide. It's probably still okay though. Yep, kind of a bush in the way. But most people are just throwing a little hyzer to get around that first bush to avoid going too long into the second group of trees so that they can have some kind of angle to attack the green.
Sully actually, I believe this is his first tournament using all power grip for the backhand shot. We've been working a lot this week, and that's a pretty dang good tee shot there, about 40 feet past mine.
Big distance guy.
Yeah, you know, strong guy, big throws. AJ probably going with a D1 here. A little bit shorter, but that's going to do.
Yeah, distance isn't that important off this tee box. It's really just getting past that first group of trees. All right, let's see. This one looks a little wide to me. Brings in that slope and roll. Yeah. That's what you expect to see if you don't hit up on top on the flat.
Yeah, the sweet spot here is about 20 feet short and left. It's pretty flat.
Okay, that needs to skip down. Well, not too bad. He somehow found an obstacle where he made the best he could of it. This is also looking kind of wide.
And crushed.
Dang, what'd you throw there?
That was a P3X. I don't know what happened. I just was amped up, I guess.
Slowly throwing that just about as good as you could, it looks like. Should be well inside circle 1.
Sully told me he throws like 99% of every upshot forehand, even if it's not a forehand upshot, just because he feels so comfortable with it. He throws a lot of zones and a quake if it's a little bit of a longer, overstable shot.
Uh-oh. Did it sit?
It's that.
Okay. Never know off the base. Okay. Another lucky stay. Always a risk on running this basket if you don't actually make it. You can end up 45 feet away real quick. Nice birdie there for Sully. Birdie start.
And we're going to tap in our pars and head into hole 3. There's us trying to convince ourselves that we threw good shots.
Yeah, I mean, this hole seems like it should be pretty simple, but it's not the easiest birdie, so walking away with a par isn't too bad.
I've been really struggling with connection. Yes, connecting can be so difficult, especially in your case, as it's with an audience and not just one person.
Exactly.
Have you tried telling them about Infinite's inventory?
All the time. 100,000 discs.
Right.
Biggest online retailer.
Well, what if you told them something about yourself? Maybe a confession.
What do you mean?
Isn't it true that you faked the ace that you posted in that snow video recently?
I did, but what does that have to do with the whole connection? We got the confession.
what's going
Lemonade,
on?
lemonade.
Hey, stop!
Get him.
What are you doing? Hey! I love my jab.
Hole 3. This plays as, I don't know, I think, is that easier or harder? I don't know. So we got hole 3 as a par 4 is 675. The ideal landing zone is right about here, probably just short and left of that big bushy tree. And its approach into the green is fairly difficult because of all these rocks and some of those trees. These are all about circle's edge short. Those rocks are obviously about 20 feet. So anywhere up there with a putt on this hole is pretty solid. This tee shot's pretty simple to get in bounds. You can go forehand or a turnover backhand, but you just want to make sure you give yourself a chance.
Yeah, I feel like the tee shot is very straightforward, but the approach to the green, there's multiple ways to do it, but it's definitely on the trickier side. A lot of things to catch you at about 40 feet. Another nice tee shot there, getting down into the flat. Ooh, big turnover. This is an aggressive play. Yeah, that's amazing. It's got to be one of the farther tee shots on the hole all day, I feel like.
Yeah, that was pushing 500 feet.
AJ also going aggressive. Dang, another nice backhand that panned out and shit, that's great.
He said that was his roller D3. So we had a lot of tailwind here. You obviously have to throw high and wide, so good disc selection to get it to move right the entire flight.
Ooh, this looks a little bit right. It's going to need to get lucky. Missed the trees, got up in the rocks. That's pretty good.
That sounded bad, dude. You either broke a rock or you broke your disc.
It did make a very loud noise. Disc is okay.
Ooh, backdoor forehand. Tried this in practice with limited luck. I feel like I always ended up at 35 feet.
Yeah, I think it's like pick your poison, really. I mean, I don't hate that play. I definitely prefer the backhand skip shot because I think if you miss those trees, you're going to be probably within the circle. That can definitely leave you like 40 feet obstructed.
Yeah.
But they're both going with it.
Raven going a lot higher, just kind of playing the... Wow, that was great.
I like that line better because he went more kind of right on with the basket. So if he hits a tree up high, it's going to drop on it versus Sully was kind of coming in to the basket.
Yeah, I saw that same over the top play on my card with a backhand though. Just kind of playing into the treetops and letting the disc drop. Ooh, just a little left. Good run there from whatever, 40 plus. And Sully with the turkey start. Birdie, birdie, birdie.
Yeah, none of these holes extremely difficult, but to get all three is pretty impressive.
I think he should have putted it harder.
And that, folks, was my attempt at getting my old putt back, which is just putting hard and confident. And that one felt confident until it was on the ground.
Oh no, that's a fortunate miss there.
Does it ever affect you to see players have a spit out on your card and then you're up next to putt?
I'm not ever worried when I watch people spit out. I think what gets me more is when I watch people like 3 or 4 putt in front of you.
Yeah.
And they just keep airballing it by the basket. I feel like that is much
Gosh, it
worse.
happens every round all the time.
No, not normally. But
Okay.
it is. All right, hole 4, another par 4, 842 feet. This is the second hardest hole on the course. 0.69 over par. you got to we had a headwind on this hole today. You got to blast the tee shot to then hopefully have this low ceiling approach. Very tight green, and it's easy to, you know, get with this low ceiling, run a putt, and then end up in a bad place. Probably a lot of 3 putts on this hole.
Yeah, I would agree. There's this kind of bushy yellow tree out there that's probably 650 feet off the tee, which is reachable in practice for sure because we didn't have as bad as wind. But you can see it right there on the right side of your screen. Sully's going to go with a force here. That's his more neutral one, and look at this shot right here.
That's a great shot. That's way out there, and he's going to be lined up really well with that the approach into the green.
I noticed the wind today was just kind of stiff. It was nothing too gusty or too breezy, but was pretty consistent, right about 10 to 15 miles per hour. That's my stable cloud breaker, and that thing just got killed.
Yeah. Turned over a little early. Not a very clean approach from there. Maybe an over-the-top route if you're feeling spicy. Raven putting one way out there.
He said he put on a lot of distance this offseason, so it's good to see that.
Yeah. It's looking good. It's out there with Sully. Yeah, this is going right a little too quick. Oh wow, that's really short too. Yeah, he's got a long way to go to the hole from there. I'm sure it's very manageable to get par.
Yeah, probably about 450, 500.
Yeah.
It's kind of got a nice tee pad though.
Oh, he's lining up this over the top.
Kind of felt like at that point it just stalling backwards. But lands in a decent spot.
Yeah, I landed in a great spot. He should have no problems getting up and down from there. Oh. Wow, this is standing up nice. Oh.
Huge.
Did he just catch a tree?
It kept going. It skipped to about 40 feet.
Okay. It's a great shot from there.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with it. Something I've been doing a lot recently was maybe in that situation I would have gone over the top, and it's kind of got me some bogeys this year so far. So I told myself, just play the course how it's meant to be played, and I should be able to stay away from the bogeys. Raven actually got caught up in a tree there.
Yeah, the ceiling's really low approaching this basket, so definitely easy to catch it and then end up with a circle 2 look.
And that's a very obstructed putt.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. It's easy to get an obstructed lie, and when you end up short and you try to run the low ceiling putt, you can end up in those places putting for par. Solid approach from AJ there. Should be able to clean that up.
Premium plastic.
If I use that. Oh, not as lemonade.
What?
Lemonade got spilled, I guess.
Yeah, look at this stance right here.
Oh, almost. It looked like it hit a branch.
It did. It was dead center, dude. That was hearted.
Almost still made it. Sully's streak is over.
He might as well go home.
Yeah, you should go home. Well, I feel like this is a pretty common result for a lot of cards, a lot of pars. I mean, even with a couple good tee shots, it's just not that easy to get a clean birdie putt on this hole. So
yeah, it's easy to like get within 100 of the basket after 2, but just getting close with a clean look is just, it's a premium.
yeah.
Hole 5 is playing as the easiest hole in the course. This is no surprise to me. It's a par 3, 240 feet. All it is a skip sidearm with an overstable fairway driver. You're gonna want to split these 2 trees right here. That's actually the short pin.
Yeah, that's the pin I thought I was playing to today. I threw it to that pin. Thought I was throwing up a pretty good ace run today, and it turns out the basket was not there.
Well, if you're throwing an ace run, it was probably a bad shot for what you were aiming for.
No, it turned out great.
Oh,
This
okay,
long
well.
pin, I skipped right over where this short basket was and ended up with a circle on this long basket.
Did you make the putt?
Yeah, it turned out great for, you know, throwing to a basket that wasn't there. Alright, we've seen 2 pretty good forehands here. Hopefully see a couple more. As we saw, this was the easiest hole on the course. Yep, there's another one. I guess they just didn't want us acing today, and they moved it to that long pin. I didn't even know there was a long pin, to be honest.
Yeah, it was a little surprising. I'm not sure why they kept it in the short pin.
Alright. That one should be okay. It looked like it was tickling those wrenches. Oh no, it's right there. It's parked. Alright.
Bang.
I think you guys might star frame this hole.
Are you serious right now?
Oh my gosh.
Why would you say that?
That is a tough break.
Tough break.
Man. Sorry, Sully. Probably went in during the round and then just video change.
You know, I think that is a possibility. I watch certain videos sometimes of maybe me playing or other sports, and I'm like, if I watch it back enough times, maybe there will be a good result. And it never happens.
It's your time to hit a fairway once, just one time.
No.
Come on.
No.
Money.
Oh my goodness.
That's me. Alright, hole 6, par 3, 401 feet. Pretty downhill. We had a little bit of a headwind here today, so it's playing a little harder than it was in practice. The 12th hardest hole, averaging close to par at 0.08 over. Best shots I saw today were thrown really high and really wide, and that left side of that green is pretty gnarly. So if you can keep it right, you might have a look, but as soon as you start skipping over to the left side, the ceiling becomes a real issue.
I switched to my straighter PD2 here. It's kind of hard to see.
High and wide. Is it swinging back enough? Nope.
And that tree's actually pin high with the basket, so I was a little deceived on the distance here. I ranged it and still kind of threw it way too hard. I definitely need to go more overstable, more inside there. And Raven, similar mistake.
Yeah.
I think there's a head left to right.
Yeah. Yep, just a little too straight there. The wind held it up. Shot probably would have been fine with no wind. This one's high. Not sure it was wide enough. Oh, it was. It was perfect.
That's an X1. He said he had a friend beating up for 7-8 years, so pretty surprising to see it have that much glide.
Sully going with the low line. Needs to miss that tree. And it doesn't.
Yeah, dude, there's something out there.
Gonna have to see some little approaches on this one. Not ideal.
It'd be a rough course to do that on.
We're talking about if you had a 2 meter rule at this course, it'd be bad. Every hole, 2 meter. Just not a great approach.
This looks like it's stuck to his hand a little.
Tough to keep on angle. Dang.
Slowly sizing up his lie here. Yep, he made easy work of that. That should be a tap in. Maybe you don't want to spit out too, you know, go a little right.
Oh, that one felt so good.
Nice run from,
60.
yeah, from distance. Raven looking to save
90.
par.
Oh, that one looked like it might have gone in.
Yeah, look at that rage. Kick the mini.
Well, it's not a sanctioned event, so I will not give him a warning today.
Wow.
How was that pace?
That was good. The basket accepted it and kept it in there. Definitely wasn't as hard as hole 3.
I just want to be accepted, man.
You want your putts to be accepted? Nice birdie there from AJ. This hole was definitely playing a little tougher today than I feel like it normally would.
I also didn't practice this pin. I kind of just thought it was an easy hyzer, so maybe I should have practiced. I was too lazy to go walk over to that white basket, and it's just so far away, man.
Well, it did play as an easy hyzer in practice with no win.
Hole 7. Also middle of the pack in terms of difficulty. Par 4 is 587. You're going to want to land just by this T sign, maybe even a little bit further and left to open up this flat to hyzer shot. This ground is pretty skippy, so as long as you throw something on edge, it should skip up to the basket. There is OB to the right. The entire cart path on the right is out of bounds. There's a few different plays, but we're probably all just going to go down the middle here.
Yeah, I think middle is probably the most common play. We're playing the short pin today, so you can even leak a little left and still maybe scramble up there. Ooh, that got a good rollout.
That was a nice rollout.
He still might be able to manufacture something. This is looking a little left to start.
Yeah, it wasn't too far left, it was just too high. I needed that to be about 5 to 8 feet lower, so definitely mental error. We are throwing a bit uphill here, but yeah, no reason it should be that high. Sully kind of goes to town on my line, and that's some great commitment. It's going to put him in a good spot. Anything by that tee pad is pretty solid.
This one's looking pretty good. Flying right over the tee pad.
Ooh, bad skip, but that one's the best of the bunch.
Never want it.
Looks like you still have some windows to get a lot of distance.
Oh, that was a footfall and a half. Oh my gosh.
I missed it.
Good. I mean, I'm glad. We get destroyed in the comments on that one, so I can't wait to read those. But that one was tough because this branch right in front of my body on the left there was kind of forcing me to pull my drive a little bit right there.
So if you foot fault, you got away from having to do that?
Yeah. If you cheat, you can not have to deal with that branch.
That's a great approach there from Sully. Giving himself another birdie look. He's been...
Yeah, good circle 1 in regulation for him so far.
Yeah.
Which is probably the most important stat in disc golf. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think the more opportunities you can give yourself, the more likely you are to score well. It also tends to mean you're not bogeying.
That is true. That's a good point. My best rounds, my best tournaments are always when I'm just getting a par or a birdie on every hole, and bogey almost doesn't even come into play. AJ, a nice H1 spike hyzer.
Yeah, good approach. That's what I was saying. When we play into the short pad, you can kind of get away with missing the tee shot a little. He was a little there on the left.
I like this angle.
And it's gone. Raven, leaving that a little low. It's got to be frustrating. Left a couple out there already. Oh, that's...
I felt like putting today was a bit difficult, just slightly swirly at times.
Yeah, I definitely heard some people saying they struggled inside the circle today. I missed a couple myself. Definitely saw some misses on my card. So, a little bit of wind sometimes goes a long way into making our scores worse.
That's a great quote, Calvin.
Thanks. Who's controlling that cart?
Is that basket leaning?
Nah, probably just a bad angle on the camera, man.
Do better, Conrad.
All right, hole 8, par 5, 1,010 feet. It's the 16th hardest hole. It's one of the easier holes. I think if it was on tour, we'd call this a par 4, but here today we're calling it a 5. Really good tee shots can get down to that big tree that we've already passed, and then it's just throwing a pretty routine hyzer into this elevated green, basket's green.
I will note that we play the long positions on holes 6, 7, 8, and 12 for day 2. So you can kind of see that white basket was a different position. I think the only reason this hole played, not as the easiest hole today was just this headwind.
Yeah.
And flipping your drive over to the right out of bounds was a very common mistake I saw.
Yeah, I definitely think the headwind, it's making it play a little longer, and it's definitely, with the OB on the right-hand side, it definitely comes into play.
And another reason this was labeled a par 5 was because of the go-throw tour points. You do get bonus points for getting eagles and aces and such, so it's definitely a bit of a bribe to go for maybe a shot you might not in a normal PDGA event.
Oh, this one's drifting a little. Is it going to fight out of it? Oh, it does, just in time. Oh, didn't really get a skip at all.
No, I think I hit a patch of sand.
I personally like to get down to that, when we're playing this shorter basket, get down to the left side. I feel like it makes the hyzer approach a little easier.
I agree. It's just, for me, it was tough to get down there. I need a new collab breaker. That thing's been in the bag for quite a while now, and I've thrown it almost every shot, so.
Yeah, we see Raven here finding that out of bounds on the right. He's tempting. He's
Heading the
playing
same
with it
way.
again. Luckily, this one's stabled up at just the right time. He got
Nice
way
stick,
down
too.
there.
I think, in nicer conditions, maybe less wind, this is one of the best, par 4s that we have in disc golf. I feel like if it's labeled a par 4, it's just such a simple design and good 2 shots that require distance and accuracy.
AJ finding the big tree in the middle. Gonna leave him with a lot of distance to get the birdie. And that disc is going the wrong way.
It's out of the bag, bro.
I think it just needs to be used in different situations.
It's a good way to look at things.
I mean, I'll take it off your hands if you don't want it.
Just gotta wipe the stamp.
I mean, I won't use it. I'll probably sell it or something.
just keep it. AJ.
Oh, dang. AJ hanging
This
out.
is an X1, dude.
Hung that out a little wide. I do like that angle for approaching this green, too. He just
Yeah.
kind of slopes down from the high side on the right to the left, so anything that's coming in quick likes to skip down the hill.
That was a classic Sully approach. Clearly a backhand, and he throws a forehand.
And the dogwoods in the back are popping right now.
Is that what that white tree is?
Yeah.
How are you so smart?
I'm not. I just heard someone else say it earlier.
Okay. This used to be an old golf course, so you can see I'm in one of the bunkers there.
Well, you made that look pretty easy. A little turnover. Looks like you're going to get up and down for your birdie.
I hope so. That's because it was a pretty easy shot.
Yeah, AJ definitely a little frustrated. Par's a little soft on this one, so you definitely want a birdie here.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in bounds off the tee shot, you've got to be expecting a birdie. So that was a bit disappointing.
Ooh.
Second C1 miss today. Still 4 under.
Yeah, that's just juiced the forehand a little too much. You know, played with those trees are really close there on the back side of the green. They come into play pretty quick. The rest of the green is very open, so just got to stay away from those.
Alright, hole 9 played as the 5th most difficult hole. This hole's pretty tricky, man. You got this Mando right here on the left side of your screen. It's got a beautiful carving of a wooden eagle on it. Nice addition to the course. You're going to want to land right about here. And this approach is amazing because it forces you to play to about 20 feet on the left side of the basket. So you can probably make a forehand work in there and weave to, you know, pretty much parked, but backhand is going to be the most common approach to circle's edge and make your putt for birdie. And I like this one out of my hand, but just once again, kind of just getting killed by the wind. And that's pushing right.
Yep, caught that crosswind. There was definitely a left to right out there today. I'm not sure what kind of looks are over there that far right, but
I would say it's actually very good to be about 5 feet, you know, further toward the tee pad than I was. I slid just into one of those cedar trees. Wow, that was a weird reaction. But I was a couple feet away from having a wide open forehand.
solely playing the hole like I feel like a lot of people do. That short and right to open up the angle a little bit for the approach because it does get kind of tight. Oh, did that go out of bounds?
That was out of bounds. AJ, after this shot, put that disc in timeout. Raven, same thing.
No one learning from the mistakes.
I don't know what it was. Maybe it's just some wind we weren't feeling or something, but we all had the same problem here on this hole.
Yeah, you can see it on that flag up there. Well, ooh, gotta get past it. Oh, poked at the back.
Decent shot. You can kind of tell from there the angle to get to the basket wasn't really a possibility.
A really hard shot. What the heck?
Yes, it was. And AJ actually has a decent angle here. If he can just push forward and then skip left toward the end of the flight.
Yeah, that little bottleneck there can be tricky to hit, but that was done perfectly. Caught the rock.
Pro move to catch the rock.
He definitely planned it. Sully, the flex.
So good.
Also catches the rock. Pro move.
Thank you, Dwayne Johnson. Uh-oh. That's a bomb.
Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Hey, I know that spot.
Do
That's where
you?
my tee shot landed.
Oh. It's actually a good spot though, yeah?
Yeah,
It's not that bad.
It's pretty manageable up and down from there.
I remember throwing that and then I had this and I actually was not too mad at all. It's pretty simple from here. Straight putter forehand.
Yep.
My tactic.
Yeah, pretty straightforward, up and down. Yeah, I practiced playing this hole a little bit shorter, kind of where like Sully was doing the approach, but then
Sent it.
sent it in skins and realized that you can, as long as you feel confident in getting around past that Mando, it's pretty manageable to approach.
I think it is doable with the right wind. I think if you rip a neutral driver, flat, and brake just to the right of the Mando tree, I think you can get yourself a 50-footer on this hole.
Real nice par save there by AJ. You know, not the easiest to do on this hole when you're that far back.
Sully to close out his front nine at 5 under, and he connects on that. Hi, AJ. It's a pretty solid front nine for Sully. Obviously had the turkey early, so not his best play in those last 5 holes, but still getting the job done. And we are going to tap in our pars. So the front nine scores for our group will be, I said that a bit early, so the scores are myself at 3 under, Raven Newsom 1 under, AJ Carey 2 under, and Sullivan Tipton 5 under. Raven with the only bogey on our card so far.
Hey, I had the best front nine score.
Dude, congratulations, man.
Thank you. I also had that birdie start that Sully had, and just picked up a few more along the way.
Well, that's going to do it for the front nine. Be sure to subscribe to Ace Run Pro for more content. You can follow myself and Calvin on all of our social medias.
Yeah, check us out there and tune in for the back nine here.
Dang, Luke is iced out. Thanks for tuning in.
Like and subscribe to his channel.
Perfect.
What?
Is it perfect?
Perfect.